Well, if you happen to have a medical emergency while driving through parts of Hawkins or maybe Hancock County, it wouldn't do you any good to pull out your phone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some rural areas of Tennessee where there is little population have no internet or cell phone coverage. WAT 6 on your side consumer reporter Don Dare invited to talk with a group of people impacted by this dead zone.
Right. This area stretches along a narrow path just north of Clinch Mountain, which you're going to see in just a moment. According to state records, cell phone service in Tennessee earns a coverage score of 86 out of 100. Those numbers are measured by the amount of coverage from four providers: AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. However, in many less populated areas of the state, there are cell phone dead zones where people remain invisible to friends and to the larger marketplace. When Danny Ashley tries to make a cell phone call when in parts of Hancock or Hawkins County, he is out of luck. His phone and others like it register no bars. On the north side of Clinch Mountain, it's estimated hundreds of people have no service.
As soon as you come down the mountain, the cell service drops off. We may get maybe a half a bar, 1 bar at this location. If you go 50 yards to the left, you have none.
Well, as a teacher, the students at Clinch School could not go home and do homework. All their homework had to be done at school, which is very hard. The issues of basic infrastructure, the things people take for granted, such as cell phone coverage and internet service, have been a challenge for rural areas of Tennessee, where there are fewer people, the people are more spread out, and there is not a lot of money. These basic issues are a concern for the people we talked with.
It shows 1 bar, but if I were to walk around the back side of this building, it would probably have 0. If you don't have access to cell phone coverage and all you have is a cell phone, you know, calling 911 won't work because you can't get to 911.
There were smiles in April when Sunset Digital Communications received a $1.3 million state grant to provide fiber optic broadband internet throughout Treadway and other areas of southwestern Hancock County. Several hundred homes in Treadway would be getting broadband service, but not all. For example, this Dollar General store is without broadband. There is no cell phone service here either.
The landline does very well with the telephone, but we have absolutely no cell at all.
We met with a group of concerned people who said they've been forgotten and are being ignored by cell phone providers.
All of these people on the north side of Clinch Mountain are poorly served by lack of cell service and lack of high-speed internet.
It's like they've been forgotten by the local government and the state government and the federal government.
Hawkins County Commissioner Larry Clown says he's been told by cell phone companies that it's not economically feasible to install expensive cell towers to the less populated areas of Hancock and Hawkins County. However, he believes people in his district deserve being part of the 21st century.
And hopefully we get something started, get some meetings set up with Powell Valley that serves this side of the mountain, and maybe even facilitate a meeting with Governor Lee.
I'd like to see a cell tower put up on Clinch Mountain.
I would like to see a cell tower erected. At least that way, a cell tower would bring internet and phone service to everybody.
It may be a while before there's service, but at least the conversation is underway. Now, each year, the Appalachian Regional Commission prepares an economic status index. Hancock County ranks among the 10% most economically distressed counties in the nation. Its neighbor, Hawkins County, is designated as an at-risk county, according to the Appalachian Regional Commission. In our story, you heard Hawkins County Commissioner Clout say he hopes to meet soon with Governor Bill Lee. One of the governor's promises when he took office earlier this year, to improve conditions in rural Tennessee. And Kristen and Bo, several of the people we talked with said, yes, we do have satellite service, but it's spotty.
Yeah.
Not the
tough to
same.
get. That's exactly right. Don, thank you very much. And hey, if you have a consumer question for Don, send him an email, ddare@wat.com. You can also call a 6 on your side hotline number, 865-633-5974.